Major funding for NJTV News is provided in part by the members of the New Jersey Education Association, making public schools great for every child, and PSE&G. We make things work for communities.
Tonight on NJTV News, negative reaction to positive train control plans.
Rail riders in Atlantic City sound off to NJ Transit. Starting next month, the agency will shut down the entire Atlantic City rail line through the end of the year to install positive train control.
Experts at a conference in Atlantic City say all this talk of a nascent offshore wind industry in New Jersey is not just a lot of hot air.
Plus, a debt-plagued Jersey giant is under pressure to make changes, even sell is Campbell's in the soup. And we'll show you a summer camp where kids learn the basics of animal husbandry, working at the cow wash. Those stories and more next on NJTV News.
Live from the Agnes Varus NJTV studio at 2 Gateway Center in Newark, this is NJTV News with Mary Alice Williams.
Hi, thank you for joining us. NJ Transit's summer of train delays and cancellations pale in comparison to what's in store come fall for its Atlantic City line commuters. Their train service will be suspended entirely along the entire line until next year. Senior correspondent Brenda Flanagan witnessed the uproar.
You know, they don't take people into consideration when they make these decisions.
Dominic DLC and many other South Jersey residents say they feel blindsided by NJ Transit's plans to totally shut down their railroad, the Atlantic City line, for 4 months, starting September 5th. It's the only line that's getting completely closed.
North Jersey have not had ever a complete closure like they're doing right here on this rail.
What's your feeling?
Very disrespected. Very disrespected. I didn't know about it until I read it in the paper that they were going to shut it down.
So 40 to 50 rail riders gathered today at the terminal for a prearranged Q&A with NJ Transit executives.
To give all of you and all our ridership and all the families throughout Atlantic County the respect and the dignity that you deserve. To hear firsthand why we have to close our train lines for a brief period of time.
The bottom line, a full shutdown's the only option NJ Transit has to get its positive train control safety system installed by the federally mandated December 31st deadline, according to NJ Transit's executive director, Kevin Corbett.
In going over with the contractor, the only way we could make the December 31st deadline, that's 4 months from now, was to suspend service.
That's not acceptable to me. I think they can find a way to keep it open. If they do it up in North Jersey, they're all open. They put these safety systems in, but they can't do it here. Again, we get the short end of the stick down here in South Jersey.
PTC gear must be installed along the 60 miles of track that connect Atlantic City to Philadelphia, with several station stops in between. Engineers will shuttle the 4 locomotives and 16 cars back and forth to rail yards for PTC work. Corbett promised the line will come back in 2019.
Is this a bait and switch? It is not. We're not putting millions of dollars of PTC equipment in, only to not start service again. And also we are going to be doing 10 miles of track that needs to be repaired and replaced.
Bad news, the line's 1,850 customers will have to take a bus, probably doubling their commuting time and their aggravation.
Buses, they ain't worth a hoot in hell. To come down on the bus just now, I don't know the new schedule, 2.5 hours.
Who came up with this idea? It makes no sense. What about us? I'm disabled. I can't do all that anymore.
The bus schedule could be tweaked, and train conductors may work as transit liaisons to help riders adjust. But Atlantic City business people worry about losing train service right as 2 new casinos ramp up, adding 7,000 jobs. Remember Dominic? He operates a luncheonette right inside the terminal, and now he'll have to lay people off when it closes.
And it's kind of a resurgence for Atlantic City. That's been down here in the news lately, and it's kind of working its way back up, and then they just cut their legs out from under them. I don't understand it.
NJ Transit's executives will meet with other rail riders at stops along the Atlantic City line today and tomorrow, but the plans to shut this down remain on track. In Atlantic City, I'm Brenda Flanagan, NJTV News.
Commuters faced with navigating lane closures leading to the 495 viaduct due to a big bridge repair project did not find the bottleneck of biblical proportions that was predicted. We asked Michael Hill to find out what worked and why.
The warning signs were everywhere and for weeks, leading up to when the New Jersey Department of Transportation would close lanes, one in each direction on the Route 495 bridge crossing routes 1 and 9 in Hudson County for the $90 million reconstruction project. The closures happened Friday, and to the surprise of drivers and others, this is how the first weekday morning commute looked.
Wasn't bad, no.
How do you explain that?
I don't know what to tell you.
So far, so good. It was like any other normal day. The 495 impact didn't seem to affect Union City.
Union City, Secaucus, Weehawken, and North Bergen all report the same. After all had concerns, cars and trucks and buses would clog their local streets. But on the first weekday morning commute after the lane closures, it just didn't happen.
I expect it to be a lot worse.
It wasn't a lot of traffic, it usually is, but they had the detour, so I'm not sure how they funnel in traffic, but it wasn't that bad, but it's supposed to be.
How do you explain that?
Couple of things. We're hoping that people heard all the news, left earlier. The other thing is we're thinking that they were seeking alternate means.
Police say traffic was heavier than normal at both the Holland Tunnel and George Washington Bridge. 152,000 vehicles traverse this viaduct every weekday. The DOT offered options to minimize congestion over the next 30 months. How do you navigate this, though? We're talking about 2+ years of construction on this viaduct. How do you deal with that?
I do my shortcuts.
Shortcuts that could congest local streets. All 4 of the Hudson County cities have extra patrol officers on the streets to keep intersections clear for emergency vehicles. Overtime on the DOT's dime.
The impact, if people are getting off the highway, could really impact local roadways. They listened and they assisted us by allowing us to hire off-duty details.
The DOT calls this 80-year-old viaduct that connects the turnpike to the Lincoln Tunnel structurally deficient and functionally obsolete. It says the rehab project will extend the life of the bridge by 75 years and cut out emergency repairs. But the gain will cause pain, if not today, then soon.
Got to get through Labor Day. Labor Day is going to be the best indication for us. So Labor Day, the day after will be the 4th, the 5th, and then the first day of school opening for this Hudson County region here is September 6th. That'll be the best indication for us.
The Monday morning commute was far from what anyone, commuters, planners, police, had anticipated. So they know over the next 2 years that their plans to deal with heavily congested feeder roads and highways must remain the same. In North Bergen, Michael Hill, NJTV News.
The price at the pump tops tonight's business news. Standing by at the Strategic Development Group studio at the NJCU School of Business is Rhonda Schaffler. Rhonda?
Mary Alice, gas prices in the state are dropping as the summer driving season winds down. According to AAA, the price for a regular gallon of gas in New Jersey is now $2.87. That's down from $2.90 a week ago. Prices are up quite a bit from last summer, though, when they were $2.39 a gallon. Analysts say prices could bounce higher around Labor Day weekend as demand picks up. The new fiscal year has started on a positive note for revenue collections in the state. The Department of Treasury reports collections for all of New Jersey's major taxes totaled more than $2 billion in July. That's up nearly 8% compared to a year ago. That figure includes both income and sales taxes. Of course, New Jersey is also now collecting tax revenue on sports betting, which totaled $325,000 in the first month of legal wagering. The real estate firm Kushner Companies continues to snap up property along the Jersey Shore. Kushner Companies was formerly led by Jared Kushner, who's President Trump's son-in-law. Last week, Kushner Companies bought 2 properties in Long Branch, adjacent to Pier Village, the beachfront community it already owns. The company spent over $4 million for those new properties, but hasn't said what it will do with the land. Earlier this year, the company also bought the Bungalow Hotel in Long Branch. New Jersey's largest utility has been recognized as the first public utility in the nation to meet specific security anti-terrorism standards developed after 9/11. Those standards are outlined in something known as the SAFETY Act, which provides incentives for the development of anti-terrorism technologies. The Department of Homeland Security recognized Public Service Electric and Gas for its program that was designed to identify and reduce potential risks at 5 critical PSE&G electrical sites in the state. Shares of Camden-based Campbell Soup bounced back a bit today from recent losses. As investors speculate what's next for the company, Campbell's under pressure from activist investors who want to see changes, including the possible sale of the company. Last week, business website CNBC reported the company hired Goldman Sachs to look into selling some of its business units to pay off debt. Campbell has said it will update investors on its ongoing strategic business review at the end of this month. A new trading week on Wall Street began with gains. The Dow rose 89 points. And those are your top business stories.
Support for the Business Report is provided by SJ Magazine, the heart and soul of South Jersey. Online at sjmagazine.net.
This fall's annual bear hunt is off, but only in state forests, parks, and other state-owned lands. Governor Murphy signed an executive order banning the hunt, but only the New Jersey Fish and Game Council can actually cancel it statewide, and it's authorized bear hunting seasons through 2021. So Murphy's urging the legislature to take action, saying the state should review all non-lethal options. Retired public employees can continue to volunteer as EMTs or firefighters without risking losing their pensions. Governor Murphy signed the law clarifying an inconsistency in interpreting the IRS code, under which retirees who volunteer could be penalized. State Senator Tom Kean Jr., who sponsored the bill, pointed out that 75% of fire departments in New Jersey are all volunteer companies. Governor Murphy's also signed a law protecting some 10,000 senior citizens and their families. Before moving into one of the state's 25 continuing care retirement communities, residents pay a move-in fee that can amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Upon the resident's death, 90% of the fee must be returned to the resident's estate. Until now, the facilities could hold on to that money indefinitely. The new measure requires the fee to be returned within a year. Governor Murphy's aggressive goals to reduce carbon emissions include expanding energy alternatives. A new report from the Environment New Jersey Research and Policy Center suggests New Jersey is well positioned to harness the wind, but also suggests state and federal policymakers have to give it a push. Senior correspondent David Cruz reports.
Governor Phil Murphy has set the bar high for accelerating the growth of the offshore wind industry in New Jersey. 7 months after the governor announced a major push to promote the industry, wind energy developers, state officials, labor unions, and others associated with offshore wind gathered in Atlantic City at a conference called Time for Turbines to see which way the wind is blowing.
It's going very fast. It's going very fast. Unfortunately, we wasted a lot of time over the last couple of years, but this is a major initiative for the state, for the economy, for the environment. We're talking about creating a whole new industry.
And that means onshore stuff, too. Manufacturing, logistics, construction, thousands of jobs at stake if the state can just get things going. Panelists say there's gold in that there wind, up to 30,000 new jobs overall. But what can Jersey expect to see from that?
That brings us to around 10 to 18,000 jobs by 2028. And that's an exciting number. There is a 2 to 2.5 times multiplier effect on those jobs. So that 10 to 18,000, that if we capture our fair share, grows to 25 to 40,000 jobs that could be supported by this industry. And these are new jobs that just, largely we're not in New Jersey, and for a state that has been lagging for the last 10 years, this is a huge, huge opportunity.
Panelists and speakers like the president of the Board of Public Utilities gave Governor Murphy credit for ambitious goal setting.
We are going to have 35 megawatts of offshore wind generated power by 2030. And we are going to be 100% renewable generated energy by 2050.
Senate President Steve Sweeney, who sponsored the 2010 Offshore Wind Economic Development Act, admitted that a lot of time, if not much energy, has been spent waiting for the government to make good on the promise of that bill.
As we figure out some of the other issues like transmission lines, are they individual or multiple, there's a lot of conversations going to go on with that. But the reality is we're right on the threshold now, and I'm excited about it.
There was plenty of optimism here. Industry leader Ørsted has already set up shop in the state, and Jersey's position smack in the middle of a coastline that has the potential for 10 gigawatts of offshore wind capacity are all solid signs. But so far the gains, after 7 months, are more aspirational than actual. In Atlantic City, I'm David Cruz, NJTV News.
No rain on these parades. That tops tonight's Garden State Express. First to Jersey City, and dueling celebrations of food, friends, and family heritage enlivened the downtown historic district, where the scent of savory grilled meats of the annual Puerto Rican festival mingled with the smells of chicken tikka masala from India's Independence Day celebration near City Hall. Residents of Indian descent marked 72 years of freedom from British rule with lyrical music and a parade of colorful saris. The Puerto Rican festival's parade was held the following day. Next to Woodbridge, where it was Pakistani pride on parade, the light rain didn't seem to dampen the 4th annual celebration of Pakistani independence. Residents rode floats along Oak Tree Road from Island to Woodbridge, waving flags and following cars draped in flags, all to traditional music that set onlookers to dancing in the streets. Finally, West Amwell, where the Farmstead Adventure Camp hosted a cow wash. Fifth-generation dairy farmer Michaela Fulper brought kids and the calves they're partnered with outside for a cool job, calf cleaning, after which they get to practice showmanship by leading their calf around in preparation for a show they'll put on for family and friends on the last day of camp. They also get to practice making ice cream. Cool. And that's the Garden State Express for Monday, August 20th. Something up in your neighborhood? Tip us off.
Support for the Environment Report provided by PSE&G, making things more sustainable for New Jersey.
With a Democratic governor in the State House, it could be a banner year for Jersey Democrats hoping to sweep Republicans out of their long-held congressional seats. Last week, our chief political correspondent asked the state Republican Party chair about his strategy in the upcoming midterm elections. Now it's state Democratic Party chair John Curry's turn to sit down with Michael Aaron.
Mr. Chairman, as you know, there are 5 Republican congressional seats in New Jersey. How many of those do you think you can flip in November?
Well, Michael, I hope I can flip them all. I tell you, Michael, we have recruited the best crop of challengers that we've had in decades. They're all fundraising well. They're all very, very qualified. So I know it's going to be tough, but I'm looking to sweep New Jersey.
Let me play a little game with you. Let's take what I would handicap as the likeliest pickup and run down to the least likely pickup. Likeliest pickup, Jeff Van Drew over Seth Grossman in District 2. Next most likely, Mikey Sherrill succeeding Rodney Frelinghuysen over Jay Weber. Next, Tom Malinowski upending Leonard Lance. Starting to get now to the least likely, Andy Kim upsetting Tom MacArthur, and least likely, Josh Welly beating Chris Smith. What do you think about my order there?
I think your order is correct. I would not count Kim out against MacArthur. I know MacArthur has the ability to put a lot of his own funds in. As you know, they're calling that a toss-up race at this point, but it's 2 months to go. But I think we have a chance, particularly if we get out the vote that we hope to in our blue wave.
Former President Obama endorsed about 30 candidates around the country.
Right.
2 in New Jersey, Tom Malinowski against
And
Leonard
Kim.
Lance, and Andy Kim,
Kim.
Against Tom MacArthur. Some of us were surprised that he didn't endorse Mikey Sherrill. Do you know?
It's my understanding that President Obama plans to endorse more candidates. I have to say I was disappointed, but I do understand both of those gentlemen worked in the Obama administration, and of course he knows them personally, but there's no one better qualified to represent the 11th District than Mikey Sherrill.
Let me talk to you a little about state politics. Your party, despite having all the power positions, is divided. There is the Murphy faction, there is the Sweeney faction. How do you, as state chairman, navigate that?
Well, you know, Michael, I don't necessarily see it that way. You know, they're all the Speaker, the Senate President, and of course, they're wonderful gentlemen. And I don't see us as being divided. I see them of having some differences. We all have differences. I respect that. It's just with the budget process. And I just encourage them all, come to a reasonable compromise and let's do what's best for the citizens of New Jersey.
You're not saying that Murphy and Sweeney aren't at least rivals, if not enemies, are you? Well, is it rivals or enemies?
Well, maybe they're rivals. I don't think they're enemies.
The Middlesex County chairman, who sides with South Jersey Democrats, Kevin McCabe, was critical of you, saying that when Murphy and Sweeney and Coughlin were at odds over the budget, that you weighed in on behalf of Murphy. True? Untrue?
Well, I make no bones about it. Our state party, the way we've been set up and the way I've come up in it in nearly 35 years, it's always been the governor's party when the governor is in control. I make no bones about it. I believe in Phil Murphy. I believe in his vision. And I make no bones that I'm a supporter of Phil Murphy. I have absolutely nothing against Senate President Sweeney or Speaker Coughlin. I think they're both fine gentlemen.
We're starting to see more U.S. Senate race ads on TV, particularly from the Hugin camp.
Right.
Much more than from the Menendez camp, at least so far. What's the strategy on the Menendez side? When are they going to start matching Hugin on television?
I will commit to you that I think you will start to see some Menendez ads within the next 2 weeks. Senator Menendez is doing very, very well in New Jersey. I'm confident that we're going to reelect him. We're going to get out to vote. He's the best person for New Jersey. His opponent would just be a rubber stamp for Donald Trump.
Speaking of Trump, what role do you see him playing in the election in November in terms of the New Jersey electorate?
Well, if he's looking at his polling numbers in New Jersey, I would be surprised if many candidates would invite him in. I know MacArthur is the only one that supported him in the past, but I don't see how it would help any candidate in any district.
The stock market is good. The economy is good. He hasn't started a war.
Not yet.
You could say that we have peace and prosperity under Donald Trump. You could say.
Donald Trump is a divider. You know, Donald Trump is not for health care for Americans. He's done nothing for infrastructure in New Jersey. Look at what he's done with the tunnel. Listen, he's from New York. He should want that tunnel built. It should have been built under Chris Christie. And, you know, he's been a stumbling block with that. I don't think that New Jersey wants anyone connected to Donald Trump.
Democratic State Chairman John Curry, thanks very much.
My pleasure.
And now some noteworthy facts that help you know Jersey. A new report claims New Jersey's offshore wind potential is greater than its electricity needs. The average daily traffic on Route 495 over the viaduct is 152,000 vehicles. About 75% of fire departments in New Jersey are all volunteer, and Asian Indians are the most populous Asian group in New Jersey. If there's someone you'd like to get to know Jersey, share. Use hashtag #KnowJersey. Tomorrow on NJTV News, another spanking new apartment complex opens, but this one's 100% affordable. To share any story you've seen tonight, go to njtvnews.org. I'm Mary Alice Williams. For all the men and women of NJTV News, thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. NJM Insurance Group, serving the insurance needs of New Jersey residents and businesses for more than 100 years. And Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
NJM Insurance Company has been serving New Jersey policyholders for more than 100 years. But just who are NJM's policyholders? They're the social service and nonprofit pioneers who lend a helping hand. Science and technology innovators. The men and women who provide our skilled labor. And our homegrown champions. The people who make our state a great place to call home. NJM, we've got New Jersey covered.
I'm fighting cancer.
I'm fighting cancer.
I am fighting cancer.
I fight every day.
Every night.
Every hour.
Every minute. And every second.
RWJ Barnabas Health, together with the Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey, brings the latest research, treatments, and clinical trials close to home.
We're fighting cancer.
And I'm not fighting alone.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's beat cancer together.